So we start here in Unit 2, Part 2, about imperative. Imperative, it means we start with the verb. Why? Because we want to give advice. Someone has a problem and we give him advice. For example, I have headache, give advice, go to the doctor. My stomach hurts, give advice, take your medicine. Another example, I have an exam tomorrow, or, or I have an exam. What is the advice for this one? Study hard. Okay, this is number one in our lesson. Number two, use present sim to talk about facts. We study this from the with the verb pump. Pump. Let's take example. My heart pumps blood. Look carefully here, students. The verb pump ends with P, but here we add S. Why we added S here? Because the subject, my heart, is singular. So in present simple, when you want to talk about facts, you add S to the end of the verb with singular subject. My heart, my heart, it's two words. Yes, it's two words. But it is telling us about singular subject because my heart is only one heart. So we add S to the verb. Another example, the verb protects. The verb protect ends with T. But when we use it in present simple with my skin, we add S to the end of the verb. My skin protects my body. Look, we add S here. Why? Because the subject is my skin and it is a singular subject. Another example, the verb help. For example, my bone helps me move. The verb help ends with P, but we add S because the subject, my bone, is singular. Another example, the verb digest. Digest. Digest or mix. It means a mix. Mix something together. Mix things together. Digest. For example, my stomach digests food. Here the verb digest ends with T, but in the example we added we add S. We add S to the verb because the subject, my stomach, is singular. Now we make a revision also in question. What is the rule to make question? Start with question word. To make question in present simple, we start with question word. After this, we put do or does. We put do or does. And then, so the question word, after the question word, we put do or does. And then we put the subject. The subject may be noun like stomach, like my bone, like my skin, like my heart, or it could be a pronoun like he, she, it, we, you, they. So we put the question word and then we choose do or does, and then we put the subject and then we put the verb. Sometimes we need to add on other things and sometimes we just add the question mark. Let's take the first sentence and ask a question starting with what. Now, here is the first sentence. My heart pumps blood. And we want to ask a question with what. Now, let me ask some one of you to make this question for me. Yasin Khalid,
Yes.
read the sentence, please.
My hair pumps blood.
Okay.
Um,
Yasin Khalid, here I want you to ask about the verb. I don't want to ask about my heart. I don't want to ask about blood. I want to ask about the verb pump. And look at the rule. We start with the question word. So start with the question word, please. We go
um,
step by step. We go step by step. So start with the question word first, please.
do
The question word. What is the question word?
my hair
The question word is what? This is the question word. It asks us
what
about things. Okay? So we start with the question word. So
what
what? Now, Yasin, after the question word, look at the grammar.
what do
Just listen to me, please. After the question word, what should we put? Do or does? Right?
do
Okay. Look at the verb. Does the verb end with S?
yes.
Okay. If the verb ends with S, we use does. Okay.
Okay.
Now we wrote the question word. After the question word, we write do or does.
Does
Okay. Why? Why we write does here? Because the verb ends with S. Because the verb ends with S. Can you say it, please?
because the verb ends with s.
Okay. So when the verb ends with S, we use does. Okay. Yasin, after using do or does, what comes next? What is
What
this
does
word?
my hair?
Listen to me, please. Just before you answer, listen to me. Before you answer me, listen to me first. Look at the grammar rule. Can you look at the grammar rule now? Can you see the grammar rule now? This is the grammar rule. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. The last thing we wrote is does. Is it right?
Yes.
After does, what should we write? Look at the grammar rule and tell me what
Subject.
subject. Now look at our sentence. My heart pumps blood. Where is the subject? My heart pumps blood.
Hair.
Heart. And
My
what?
hair.
My heart. My heart is the subject. Yasin Khalid, why my heart is the subject? Because it is red or because it comes before the verb? Again, what?
Because comes before the verb.
So what the words that come before the verb is the subject. Is it right?
Yes.
Thank you. Yasin, Yasin,
Yes.
my heart. We use my here because the speaker speaks about himself. When I wanted to ask him, I will say my heart or your heart.
Your.
So I change my into your. Is this right?
Yes.
Okay. What about heart? I change heart or I keep it as it is?
Keep it.
So I write your heart. Is it right now?
Yes.
Okay. Yasin, look at the grammar rule again, please. Can you see the verb?
What does your heart
Just listen to
pumps?
me. Listen to me. Look at the grammar rule. Can you see the grammar rule? Look
Yes.
at the grammar rule. Can you see the grammar rule?
Yes.
Okay. The last thing we wrote is the subject. Is this right?
Yes.
Okay. After the subject, what comes after the subject?
Verb.
Okay. Look at your sentence now. Where is the verb in your sentence?
Pumps.
Okay. Now I wanted to ask about this verb. This means I can't write the verb in the question. I have to use another verb. Do you have any idea what is the other verb that I can use here? Okay, I will help you.
Do.
Do, that's right. So what does your heart do? Yasin Khalid, can I write blood after do?
No.
Is this part of the answer?
Yes.
Thank you, Yasin Khalid. Yusuf Khalid, Yusuf Khalid, Yusuf Khalid,
Okay.
Yusuf Khalid, your here we made this question. We have my heart pumps blood. We asked it with what? We said, what does your heart do? Now your sentence is number two. And I need you to ask about the sentence using what?
What?
Listen to me, Yasin Khalid. Yusuf Khalid. Yusuf Khalid,
Okay.
listen to me. Look at the grammar rule. We start with the question word, right?
What?
Listen to me, please. Please, before you answer me, listen to me. Can you listen to me before you answer? Because I don't want your answer only. I want other students to understand what we are doing. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what is the first thing we write when we make question? What is the first thing? Read it, please. This is the question rule. Okay? This is the question rule. Okay?
Okay.
Now the question rule. What is the first thing we should write when we make question? What is
What?
what is the first thing we write the question word? The first thing is the question word, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now look at your sentence. My skin protects my body. Use what? So what is the question word in our sentence? What is the question word? Is it what or where or when?
What?
Thank you. So I first I start with what? Yes, Yusuf. After the question word, look at the grammar rule. Or look at the
Do or
grammar rule.
does?
Okay. Now I use do if the verb doesn't have s, and I use does if the verb ends with s. Look at the verb in your sentence. Does it end with s?
Does.
Thank you very much, Yusuf Khalid. Look at the verb in your sentence. Where is the verb? Is it my skin or protects or my body? Where is the verb? Yusuf Khalid, where is the verb? I have here my skin and I have here protects and I have
Protect.
my what?
Protect.
Protects. Does the verb end with s?
Yes.
Okay, if the verb ends with s, I use do or does.
Does.
So I write does here. Thank you very much. Yusuf Khalid, after does, we write this. What is this?
Subject.
Subject. Where is the subject in your sentence? My skin protects my body. Where is the subject in your sentence?
skin. What your
Your only. I have here two words. The subject has two words. So where is the subject? Thank you, Iyad. Thank you, Iyad Muhammad Ali. That's a good answer. Okay, Yusuf Khalid. The subject, listen to me, Yusuf Khalid. The subject is the word that comes before the verb. The verb is protects. Before the verb, I have my skin. So my skin is the subject. Okay, yes, Yusuf Khalid.
okay.
Now, again, where is the subject?
My skin.
Excellent. When you speak, listen to me, Yusuf Khalid. When you speak, you say my skin, right? Right?
Right.
When I ask you about my skin or about your skin.
Your skin.
So in the question, I write you, my skin or your skin?
You.
Your only or your skin? Be specific, please.
Your skin.
Thank you. Now, what does your skin? Yusuf Khalid, I don't want to ask about my body. I want to ask about the verb. I wanted to know what is the job of the skin. Now, the job is protects. The verb is protects. Now I need to write a verb. I can't write protects because I wanted to ask about it. I have to use another verb. Can you tell me what is the verb that we can use instead of protects?
Do.
Excellent, Yusuf Khalid. Now, sometimes I need to add other words and sometimes I don't need to add other words. Do you think I need to add other words here? Do you think that I need to write more words here in my question? Or this is enough? Do you think that my question must end here? Or do you think I have to add other words? Yusuf Khalid, are you there? Okay, it seems that Yusuf Khalid is not here. He closed his microphone. So students, this is enough. And I about the question mark. Omar Izzat, Omar Izzat, Omar Izzat, Omar Izzat,
Yes.
Omar Izzat. Here I made the question number one. What does your heart do? What is the question word? Does is the helping
Yes.
verb. Your heart is the subject. Do is the verb. Number two, what does your skin do? What is the question word? Like this. Does is the helping verb. Here I use the does. Your skin is the subject. Do is the verb. Now, number three. Omar Izzat. Omar Izzat.
Yes.
Number three, please.
Yes.
Number three, please. Let me write the question for you. The sentence says, my bone helps me move. I want to ask a question using what? Okay? Look at the
Yes.
grammar rule. The grammar rule says start with what? Question,
Good.
question, yes,
For
word, question, word. Now look at your sentence. Read your sentence, please.
my don helps me
Hmm?
move was
My bone
what
helps me.
my
Omar Izzat, Omar Izzat, Omar Izzat,
yes.
just
Yes.
stay with me step by step. When I ask you, you answer. Because this question is not for you only, it's for all the students. So the first thing, I write the question word. Look at the grammar rule, Omar Izzat. After the question word, what should I write? Do or does, right? Do or does. Okay? Look here, look here, look here.
Okay.
Do or does. Now, I want to choose one of them. I will choose do or does. Look at the verb and you will know the answer. Where is the verb in your sentence? Is it my bone or help us or me or move? Where is the verb?
Help us.
Excellent. Now the verb help us. Does it end with S? Does the verb help us to end with S?
Help us.
Yeah.
Help.
No, help us, help us. Does the verb help us end with S? Look
Yes.
careful. Yes, yes. If the verb ends with S, I use does. Again, Omar Izzat. If the verb ends with S, I use does. Okay, Omar Izzat?
Okay.
Now, the verb helps ends with S. So, what I am going to use, do or does?
Does.
Excellent, Omar Izzat. So, what does? Now, Omar Izzat, look at the grammar rule again. Question word done, do or does done. After this, what should I put? What is this word?
Stop.
Subject.
Subject.
Excellent. Subject. Now, Omar Izzat and all the students, the subject are the words that come before the verb. The subject are the words that come before the verb. Now, look at the verb. Where is the verb, Omar Izzat? Where is the
And
verb?
the verb.
Yes,
Help
excellent. The verb is
us.
helps. What are the words that come before the verb?
Uh, my.
Yes, yes. My only or my bone?
Home.
Excellent. So what is the subject, Omar Izzat?
Subject
Yes,
is my bone.
excellent. Omar Izzat. Thank you. You are very brilliant. My bone is the subject. When you speak about yourself, you say my bone. Is this right?
Yes.
When I ask you a question, I want to ask you about my bone or your bone.
My.
Yes, I want to ask you now. You speak about yourself. You say my bone. When I ask you a question, I ask you about my bone or your bone.
Your bone.
Excellent, your bone. So now, Omar Izzat, can I write my bone or should I write your bone?
Your bone.
Excellent. So after the subject comes the verb, right?
Yes.
Excellent. After the subject comes the verb. Now I wanted to ask about the verb help. I wanted to ask about it. So I can't write helps in my question. What can I write instead? What is the verb that can I write instead of
Do.
write? Do. Now, what is the last thing that I should put in my question? Can can I write
What?
can I write full stop? Can I write
Uh,
full stop?
uh,
Does the que- does
question?
yes, does the question end with full stop? Does the question end with full stop?
Question mark.
Question mark. Thank you. Thank you very much. Omar Izzat, read the question again, please. Read the question
What
again. Yes.
does you what
Yes. Read the question again. Read it.
what does your bone do?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Ahmed Hani.
Yes.
Ahmed Hani. Now your
Yes.
sentence is my stomach digests food. This is your sentence. I want you to ask a question like your friends Omar Izzat and Yusuf Khalid and Yasin Khalid. Okay?
What does your bone do?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Ahmed Hani. Ahmed Hani,
Yes.
look at the grammar rule. What should we put first? when we make question?
Question word.
Excellent. My stomach digests food. Use what? What is the question word here? Is it what or where or when or how or who? What is the question word?
How?
Can you see how in the question? This is the question. Can you see how?
No.
So what is the question word?
What?
Thank you. So I write what? This is the question word. Ahmed Hani, look at the grammar rules. After the question word, I choose do or does, right? Question word plus do or
Do
does,
does.
right? Now, look at your sentence. Where is the verb in your sentence? Is it my stomach or digests or food? Where is the verb?
Digs.
Digests. Thank you very much. Ahmed Hani, this lead us to the next question. Look, is the verb digests end? Does the verb digests end with with s? Look at the verb. This is the verb. Does it end with s?
No.
Can you see s at the end?
No.
But I can see it's D-I-G-E-S-T-S, right?
Yes.
So can you see s at the end?
Yes.
If we see s at the end of the verb, we use do or we use does?
Does.
Thank you very much. So I write does. I write the question word what? I write the helping verb does. Look at the grammar rule, Ahmed Hani. After does, what should we put? What is this word that we put after do or does?
Subject.
Okay. Ahmed Hani, the subject are the words that come before the verb. Again, the subject are the words that come before the verb. What are the words that come before the verb? Your verb is digest. What are the words that come before the verb? What are these words?
Is
Huh?
S.
No, I ask you what is the verb? What is the verb?
Verb
Yes.
is S.
Iyad Muhammad Ali, thank you. Your answer are perfect, but I have another student. I am trying to help him. So please, Iyad, if you don't have a question, don't write in the chat box. Thank you very much. Okay, Ahmed Hani. Ahmed Hani. Ahmed Hani,
Yes.
where is the verb here? Is it my stomach or digests or food? Where is the verb?
Digest.
Digests. Okay. And where is the subject?
Stomach.
Stomach only or my stomach?
My stomach.
Excellent. In the question, I write my or your.
My.
That's right. I can write my. But what is better, writing my or your?
You.
Excellent. What does your stomach? Excellent. Ahmed Hani, I wanted to ask about the verb. I wanted to ask about the verb. Okay.
Yes.
Can I
Okay.
write the verb? I want to ask about it. Can I write the verb?
Digest.
Okay, but I wanted to ask about it. I wanted to ask about it. So I can't write it in my question. I have to write another verb. What is the other verb? Is it do or does? What does your stomach does or what does
Do.
your stomach do?
Does.
Again, Ahmed Han, just be patient. Slowly, slowly,
Do.
step by step. What does your stomach does or what does your stomach do?
What does
Your stomach do or what does your stomach does? What does your stomach do or what does your stomach does? Look at the
What?
examples. Look at the examples. What does your heart do? What does your skin do? What does your bone do? What does your
What
stomach?
does your do?
What does your
Your
stomach?
stomach do?
Excellent, Ahmed Hani. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. Students, after we make revision about advice and we make revision about question present simple, we see this on the PowerPoint. Let me share it with you. I don't think you have enough time. You have just 2 minutes. Anyway, Yasin Ahmed.
Yes.
Yasin Ahmed, we studied this before. We studied the body parts. Now we study this also. Read the first one, please. The first
This
section.
is
Yes.
hair.
Again, please.
This is my hair.
Okay. This is my heart. Go on.
It pumps
It pumps
bumps
yes
ball
blood.
to
It pumps
ball
it pumps.
ball
It's not bold. It's a blood. It pumps blood.
to my
Repeat
bo-
after me. Listen to me, Ahmed. Listen to me, Yasin, please. It pumps blood. Repeat
it,
again.
it, it,
It pumps blood.
it pumps blood
Yes, to my body.
to my body.
Thank you, Yasin Ahmed.